Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Cynthia, and today I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on where I've been. This is also a Ruby and Pearl XO design team project for the month of July. So I'll put a timestamp on where I start going through the just doing a flip through of the journal that I'm currently working on. Um, it's more at the end of the video, so I'll put the time if you want to skip ahead to that if you're not interested in listening to me kind of babble. Um, you'll see that I'm just working on this journal over a couple of days and just pairing the different papers together, doing what I like to do best, but doing it at my own pace. Working has been a little bit hard lately. As you can see there, I am pregnant. And it's been a little bit of a challenging time, and it's very exciting. But it comes with its challenges, and it has definitely been hard to make time for activities that I want to do when realistically, all I'm able to do during a day is pretty much about one activity, and then I'm kind of done and I have to lay for the rest of the day. It feels a little bit debilitating. So um, that's that. I am expecting twins, so that's why it's been so challenging, I think. At least I assume. Hopefully, not all pregnancies are like this. But I do appreciate all of you who have been so kind and patient with me and still kind of show up for my videos whenever I do have the time to post. Or I should say, whenever I make the time to post. But as I sit here, you can see as well, we moved. So that was something big. And I'm just looking out the window, looking at deers right now. We moved into um, in a different apartment that's larger since, um, quite obviously, with two babies, we weren't gonna be able to stay in a one bedroom. That was not exactly ideal. So we found a larger space that's outside of the city, and we're now just surrounded by nature. And it has definitely been a little bit calming and just a lot more peaceful compared to the busy sounds of the city. But um, it's it was certainly a little bit um, challenging to move while pregnant. So those are two big things that I've kind of been going through, and amidst working and just trying to keep track of, all the appointments that I have to go to. And that part is, whew, there's a lot of appointments. So, if you're familiar at all, or if you've ever been pregnant, you would know that there is a lot of appointments to begin with, but when you're expecting twins, it is a high risk pregnancy. So there's a lot more that they look out for, and I have to be seen much more often. So between seeing just a regular OB and seeing an obstetrician, I am seen almost every other week. So it's takes up a lot of time, and it's good. It's I'm very grateful, and I definitely wouldn't trade. We've waited a long time for this, and it's been something that I've always wanted. So it's very exciting, but it's definitely taking a bit of a toll on me in various ways. So I guess that's about all of my life update. That's where I've been. That's why I've been so absent. I just do not have the energy, and I it's been a roller coaster of, going through that first trimester and really not doing well, and then thinking I am getting back my energy, but really um, kind of feeling like I got hit by a ton of bricks and not finding back the energy they say you'll get back in that second trimester. So with twins, often it's the second trimester, so early in your second trimester, around like 23, 24 weeks. And speaking for myself, of course, I know like many other women have wonderful pregnancies with twins and don't face all the challenges. But it kind of feels like you're in your third trimester already. So, for example, the last time I was seeing my doctor, I was 26 weeks and I was measuring at 34. So that comes with all the body aches and all, all of the fun stuff that entails. So it's definitely a bit of a trying time, but I know it'll be worth it, of course. So you can see here, I'm just playing around. Like I said, I did this over a couple of days. I just don't have it in me to sit for a long time. Like I can't. I can't. I simply cannot. It hurts. So I'm doing it in a little bit of like spurts here and there, and just you know trying to get as much done as I can, and then going to lay down a little bit after. So the journal I'm working on is going to be a gift for a friend. So that part was really nice too. So I was just kind of playing around with different colors. I find this journal to be a little bit more colorful than what I'm used to playing around with, a little bit more like eclectic. It's not, I mean, eclectic for me, not necessarily for other creators, right? But in terms of my style and what I usually create, it feels a little bit different. So it was nice to kind of play around with the colors. And what was inspiring to me was just imagining like someone who is someone who's inspired by all sorts of florals and birds and nature. It feels very summery, a little bit, that journal. So that was really nice to be working on. And it was nice to kind of not have a structure to it. So when I work on personal journals or journals that I'm going to be gifting to someone that's close to me, I don't use the same types of, how do I say this? Like, well, I guess structure, but I kind of just go with it. And I'm not measuring everything. I'm not being careful about that. I just kind of go a little bit like willy-nilly or whatever. And there's a certain beauty to that, I find, when you're creating, because it allows you to explore a little bit more and be more adventurous with what you're creating, at least for myself. So here I'm binding, or not binding, but kind of like I sewed the edges of, you'll have to excuse me, I'm really trying to find my words. The edges of like the trim for the book, because I was looking for a way to get that piece of velvet to stay on there without gluing it. I didn't want to glue it, because I find with velvet, it can be a little bit tricky and you risk getting the glue to seep through. And usually I'll be sewing all around, so I don't come across that issue a lot. So I had to improvise a little bit there. And I decided to add some decorative buttons, which is not something I've done a lot. So it's fun to play around with things that I don't usually do. The thing with buttons, so these ones are quite flat and they're quite little. But I do avoid them otherwise, because I find like if you put too many things on that section of the book, well, when it lays flat, when you're trying to journal, then it's kind of in a way like in it makes your journal uneven. So that's just a personal preference, but I found that these ones were small enough and didn't, alter the balance of the book too much. So it was good enough for me for that. I hope you're all doing really well and that you're enjoying your summer or, other other season wherever you may be. But here it's been really really good. Well, Nova Scotia, which is where I live, has been horrible this summer so far. We had forest fires, and then now we just can't stop having rain, so it's so damp. But we'll take the rain over the fires, that's absolutely for sure. um, my husband and I were able to go down to Quebec and visit my family just a week ago, so that was really good. That was definitely my last trip before having babies because there is no way I can go anywhere at this point. But it was really nice to see family and be surrounded by them in this time, especially. So here I'm just threading um, the buttons, and that's how I'm kind of sticking them on there as well. Just finding some odd way to do this. Probably not the most thought through process, very much chaotic and a little bit loose in terms of strategy, but it all works in the end, and that's kind of what matters. Um, so you can see here that that was just a few days ago. My belly. I'm quite small, but I'm very little, so I'm tall. So the babies have room, but I mean, I all the weight I gained went straight to my belly. So I feel a little bit like if you push me, I will tip over and, and fall over. Uh, so here I'm just trying to see if there's anything left in me to continue to create, and this was just one of those moments that I was kind of done. So the rest of this journal I create on my own, kind of at nighttime for the most part and early in the morning. So I will go ahead and do the flip through now. So that's what it's going to change out to. And as always, I'm going to have everything for Ruby and Pearl XO listed down below. So all the printables that you'll see in this journal are all from her shop. This journal, it's almost finished. In the move, I've lost my eyelets. I don't know where they are. And I've looked in a few different spots and I'm not finding them. So I gotta locate them. But that's all that's missing is the closure for this book. I want to add an eyelet to the front and thread some different ribbons. And then I have some really pretty pearls that I thought I was going to use for a different project and then I didn't. And I want to use them for this because the color palette works. So those are going to be part of that somehow. But unfortunately, until I find those eyelets, it's not happening. So I still wanted to go ahead and share the journal itself. I used a ton of different printables in there, so I'll just list the shop down below. I'm not going to list all of the different ones that I like, different kits that I used. But again, kind of inspired by nature and birds and flowers. So there's a lot of little florals in there. And then here, this is a printable that I coffee dyed. Yeah, a little while ago, and I've just been holding on to it, but I thought the color scheme like worked really well. And then I also added some little pieces of ephemera that I created. So that was, I think, my project last month. And beyond that is just some vintage papers or book pages, coffee dyed papers, avocado dyed papers, lots of tabs and ruffles. some ledger papers, a little bit of everything. I still, as always, am staying true to my style. I like to leave a lot of blank spaces for the future owner to create whatever they want. I'm gonna have a balance of the different patterns and textures, but also just a blank canvas for them to create and to get inspired. So I think I'll let you go ahead and watch the rest of this flip through on your own with a little bit of music. I really hope that you'll enjoy the final product and that perhaps it'll inspire you to work on a similar project. I know for myself, I love seeing flip throughs. It just gives me ideas and inspires me to mix and match different papers and textures and patterns and colors. So I will leave you with that. I again hope you're all doing really, really well. And I look forward to having some more time to film again. I'm really trying my best here, and I hope that's enough. But for now, I do wish you all a wonderful day, and thank you again for joining me. Bye for now.